Cold take. All neurodivergent people have the exact same music taste. I'm very glad to not be one of them. Wow. Okay. Welcome back to the Ginger J channel. So my last video I asked you guys what's your music hot takes, your music controversial opinions, and you guys did not disappoint. I'm going to try and answer these as honestly as possible, so none of these answers are like pre-written. I'm just going to read it out and just go what's on the top of my head. Music hot take: wearing band merch of a band you don't listen to isn't that bad. I mean, it's not too bad. It definitely gets too much hate, but just don't be surprised when people ask you about that band, about that artist. I mean, what you're expecting. It's like people that wear football tops or football clubs but don't know anything about it. Like you always see someone with a Barcelona top on or a Man United top on. They have no clue about those football clubs. Yeah, it's like that with music. I mean, it's not too bad. It still advertises the band, and if you're a fan of that band, you shouldn't be too upset. But if you're the person wearing that top, don't act surprised when people ask you about the band. Fiona Apple is made out of apples and is just an inhuman disguise. Is this what I'm dealing with today? The longer you listen to prog rock or metal, the more nerdy you get. Well, you got to be nerdy in the first place to listen to it, so you're automatically just going to get nerdier and nerdier. My take is that Beans is the best thing Kurt ever did. I think the best thing Kurt ever did was when someone asked him if he liked fatherhood, and he was like, vodka? I love vodka.
Do you like fatherhood? Vodka? Yes, I love vodka.
I'm fairly certain everyone forgot about C418, and since watching that one short you did, remember how much they loved it, and now it's listed with their favourites. I mean, if you like C418 now, you definitely have always loved him. You just didn't know it was him that made the music for Minecraft. But like, you're allowed to like not know his name, but still enjoy the music, because the music and Minecraft, they can't exist without each other. And as you listen to it like 5-10 years later, after not playing Minecraft for a while, you do get nostalgic for it. I mean, even I listen to the Minecraft soundtrack, like especially Volume Beta and all of those tracks made for creative mode. But you should also listen to some of his like original work that isn't for Minecraft, but he just made himself. His first album was called Life Changing Moments in Minor and Pictures. It is a really beautiful work of art that you need to listen to. But he's also got one called like 17 Minutes of Fame or 13 Minutes of Fame. He's got one called One. He's got one called like 418. I mean, you need to listen to some of his other stuff as well. If you like Minecraft, if you like ambient music, you do need to listen to more of his other stuff. But yeah, if you like his music, you've always liked his music, you know? Not all Radiohead fans are depressed, and some low-key enjoy the music. I mean, that's a given. I mean, Radiohead have that kind of sound that, like, yeah, you can see why people think only depressed people listen to Radiohead, but they do have a lot of bangers out there which aren't depressing songs. One of my favourite Radiohead songs of all time is called There There. I think it's off of The King of Limbs. And you could just dance to that. If you played that to someone who only knew Radiohead's biggest songs, they wouldn't probably think it's a Radiohead song. They might think it's just another dance song, but it's... Yeah, not all Radiohead fans are depressed. It's just a large part of them are depressed. Jeff Buckley is the best songwriter ever. Unfortunately, he did not live long enough for us to be able to know that. Even though he made that amazing album, Grace, you can't base him off of one album. You have to... If he made like 3 albums, solo works, you know, maybe, but you can't just base him off of one album. Weird Al Yankovic makes funny but good songs. Yeah, so he makes good music. I can't say much about that. Cold take. All neurodivergent people have the exact same music taste. I'm very glad to not be one of them. Wow. Okay. Okay, so most of my audience kind of know what he means by neurodivergent music. You got your Tally Halls, you got your Will Woods, you've got your Girl in Reds. But I'm neurodivergent myself. As you all know, I have autism. I'm diagnosed autistic. I don't listen to that stereotypical neurodivergent music. I enjoy so many other genres. It's not like I don't like that stuff. It's just it's not my cup of tea. But to your average like music listener, they're not going to tell the difference between neurodivergent music and regular music, I guess. Like if you asked your mum, if you made your mum listen to Girl in Red, she wouldn't think that's neurodivergent music. She would think, oh, that's just a depressed lesbian. But saying you're very glad to not be one of them, I mean, that does sound quite patronising. I don't think you mean it in that way, but it sounds like you're trying to say that, like, their music taste is bad, or you don't like, you're so glad you don't have that music taste. I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with enjoying that kind of style of music. Just don't be patronizing about it. Like, I don't enjoy Tally Hall, I don't enjoy Will Wood, but people like it, and you gotta let people enjoy what they like. The 21 Pilot clique has become full of toxic people and gatekeepers who only joined because it was popular and they don't truly understand the meaning behind the music and how it's supposed to bring people together. I mean, I'm not the biggest 21 Pilots fan in the world, okay? I only know some of the big stuff. Like, I listened to Blurry Face maybe a couple years after it came out. I can remember when it was big to be a 21 Pilots fan. But with my encounter with 21 Pilots fans, and I have many fans in my audience who are 21 Pilots fans, a lot of 21 Pilots fans are more toxic than most other fan bases. I'm not saying my fans are toxic, I'm just saying like a lot of them you meet online, they are very, very protective of the band, and they do like to gatekeep it. But if you look at their work, I mean, it's talking about, isolation. It's talking about mental health, and the best way to cure mental health is to work with other people and be supportive of each other. And that's the opposite of what a lot of these fans are doing. A lot of these fans are gatekeeping and trying to keep this music away from other people's. If you're a 21 Pilots fan, please don't gatekeep. The 21 Pilots is this. A lot of their music is talking about mental health and isolation. Just let people enjoy the music, man. Hot take: I think Oasis is boring AF, and I don't get why people like them when Blur is just infinitely better. I mean, out of the two, I do prefer Oasis, but I do like Blur as well. Oasis was just different, especially with Britpop coming out. Yes, it was Britpop, but it was heavy Britpop in a way. No, but like the kind of sound that Oasis was having, you can hear the heavy influence from the Beatles, but you can also just hear this. I don't know how to describe it. Like all that distortion, and like the drums are just so, and the bass is great, and like Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher worked so well together. You're allowed to not like Oasis, that's fine, but you do have to just know they were different. They were Britpop, but they were different to the rest of the Britpop community. Definitely, maybe. And What's the Story, Morning Glory are amazing albums, and you have to respect that. Aside from very few artists, rock hasn't been good since the 90s. Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from. It was like after the 90s, bands just didn't really exist that much. They existed in the noughties and into the tens, but it was more like solo artists, and that kind of like killed the community in a way. It kind of killed that vibe of like we made this song together. Now it's just like, oh, this one person made a song, or this producer made a song, this writer made some lyrics for it, and this third guy who can sing sings that, and he became famous. I think one of the reasons why music doesn't sound that good now is just because like a lot of it isn't made by the people that sing it. Like, take for instance like Drake, like he doesn't make most of his songs now. It is made by other people, and he just sings on it. He's the image of Drake. It's like, what's the point of singing a song that you didn't put any soul into, you didn't put any hard work into? And that's why like bands now that are really good, they're good because they made the music themselves. Artists now who make music themselves, they're really good. Like, take for instance Wisp. She had an EP called Pandora, and if you listen to it, it is really good. It's really different. It's really original. It's really creative, and she made it all herself. And you can tell she made it all herself, and she puts her heart into it. And that's what makes music good, is when people put their heart into it instead of just singing what someone else made for them. Hot take: Nickelback is actually good. Yes, they are. They are a good band, and I hate the fact that they get hate. I know one of my music slander videos, I slander them for not having fans, but like, it's music slander. It's all jokes. But no, I do listen to Nickelback. They've made some good songs, and it's like the song "How You Remind Me" is meant to be like a parody of music at the time, and it somehow became one of their biggest songs. But a lot of the songs they are really emotional. Like, take for instance "Far Away." That's one of my favorite like rock songs from that era, because that's really emotional if you listen to it. But they are a good band, and they do get too much hate. Music is pretty alright. I don't like music. I'm sorry, I don't like music. Music's terrible. Grunge was music at its best. I'm gonna try and answer this as logically as possible, as someone who's a massive grunge fan. Grunge is a very specific style of music. It's distortion, it's dirty, but it's real and it's emotional. The reason why so many amazing grunge bands, when they do like MTV Unplugged, like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, when they do on MTV Unplugged, the songs are so emotional, and the instrumental, it's not too complex, it's not too simple. It's that perfect balance. If you go back and listen to any grunge song, it's not too basic, but it's not too over complex either. And the lyrics are just so personal and honest. And I think that's why grunge is a genre. It is really good. You know, people being that open and vulnerable about like drug addiction and depression and all these real human issues that other genres just don't really talk about. Like, even if you just listen to Alice in Chains and Nirvana, they talk about so many topics that you don't really hear about today. Especially Alice in Chains, like their album Dirt and their album Jar of Flies. It's talking about drug addiction and like feeling depressed. And grunge is a really good genre, even as someone who's a massive grunge fan. Invincible was Michael Jackson's best album. I'm gonna disagree, but not strongly disagree. Most of Michael Jackson's albums after the age of like 20, they are really good, especially even his later stuff. I mean, I've got bad there, but ignore that for a second. The one I like the most, I don't think it's Invincible. Invincible was good. It was hip hop. It was soul. It was R&B. He was always changing his genre, which I really did like about him. But if I had to say that the best Michael Jackson album, it would have to be Thriller, just because of the commercial success and like every single song in there is an incredible song. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of listening to Thriller by itself, but you have to appreciate how amazing it was, especially and including Bad as well. Bad was an amazing album. So I'm not going to say Invincible was his best album, but the album I enjoy listening to the most, it could be. Bands don't have to stick to one specific genre. 100% agree. 100,000,000%. We are humans. We are creatures that love art. We appreciate art. I guarantee you, especially my audience, there's you listen to more than just one genre. To tie someone down to one specific genre, it's like putting a leash on them, tying them to a fence. You not allowing someone to express themselves fully, to change. Humans, we change all the time. I used to have a buzz cut. Now I've got long hair. Humans change all the time, and so do music tastes. So do art tastes. So do clothing styles. You should be allowed to listen to different types of genres. You should be allowed to make different types of genres. I mean, I've made a few different genres so far in my music career, and I've only been making music to this scale for less than a year, since November, really. Only saying that a band can only make one type of genre, one type of style, is limiting. It's cornholing them, and it's not fair on them. It's not fair on their fan base. They should be allowed to make any genre they want. Look at Radiohead. Every single album is basically sonically different. And that's amazing. It's incredible. They're some of the greatest music makers of all time. Gracie Abrams sounds like she's constantly out of breath, especially her first album, and it's borderline painful to listen to. I agree with you, but that's a style of singing that she's adopted. A lot of, especially female singers in the past 10, 15 years, have adopted this breathy whispering sort of style. I mean, what's that song of hers? Think I could read your mind. She's kind of almost whispering into your microphone, and you either love it or you hate it. This guy sounds like he hates it. I do really like it. I do really like it. It does sound more up close and personal. It's a different way of singing. You know, you could sing it very low. You could sing a falsetto. It's just, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and that's fair enough. And if you think it's painful to listen to, fair enough. I think country music is painful to listen to. But if that's your genre, fair enough. But yeah, she does constantly sound out of breath. It's just the way she sings. Billie Eilish also does it. Lana Del Rey kind of does it as well. Lord kind of does it as well. But that's how she sings. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I had loads of screenshots from the comments, but this video is getting really long now. Thank you to all the hundreds and hundreds of you that commented. I really do appreciate you commenting. And whilst I've got you here, please do make sure you liked and subscribed. Only 8% of my viewers actually subscribe, so please make sure you're subscribed. And also want to shout out channel members Random Account 178, aka Adri, and Flower Tree 26. Without you guys supporting me, I couldn't be doing this YouTube stuff. My question for the next video is: what is one song that everyone loves but you just hate? And please explain why. Also, please check out my music on Spotify, Ginger J. I'm working on a different few projects right now. I'd appreciate if you listen to it. Yeah. Adios.